What's going on, everyone? So, how's everybody doing? It's been a while. To be honest with you real quick, this is my second take. I did a video a few days ago and I was trying to post it and it didn't end up posting because the software on my computer is all screwed up. So I'm retaking it anyway. I didn't like it anyway, so whatever. It was a really long video too. Basically, I'm gonna take that video and kind of shorten it up a little bit. So since the last time I really posted, there's been a lot. I mean, there's a reason why I stopped posting, and it wasn't necessarily super intentional, but it was just not on my priority list at the time, and it hasn't been this entire time until like recently. I was like, oh man, I really want to get into it, but I can't just make a video out of nowhere and it be like this workout video and just not really talking. Because I had to let y'all know actually what happened and what has been happening since the last time I last posted. So basically since then, Caitlin and I, we were going between jobs, or at least I was going between a lot of jobs. I was going to culinary school once I decided to get out of the Army, and then out of nowhere, we pretty much decided to move to Franklin, Tennessee. So we were living in Texas, right? And we just wanted to leave. We didn't want to live there anymore. Both of us were just mutually agreeing on the fact that we did not want to live in Texas anymore. And at the time, it was like a really strong feeling between the both of us. And so her parents, you know, with all their traveling, they came here for a few days and then they were like, okay, we're gonna live there. And they offered for us to go with them if we wanted to, and they would pay for the trip and kind of host us while we're getting on our feet over here, because I would also be having to find a new job and pretty much restart. And we both were restarting in many, many different ways. I mean, we're 12 hours away, 12-hour drive away from Texas, so, or at least where we were. But yeah, so we moved here. We had Audrey 2.5 weeks before. It was about 2.5 weeks before we actually moved. But that was tough. That was tough, definitely. We had a big old 27-foot U-Haul truck with a big old extra trailer on the back, and then we had the Tahoe, which are her parents, and then we had our car, and then we had the 2.5-week-old baby girl. So that was horrible. But once we got up here, I mean, it was kind of depressing because I couldn't find a job. I wasn't certified to be a personal trainer yet, and nothing was really looking up until I actually got certified about a month and a half later. And I'd worked at Mellow Mushroom, which is downtown Franklin, and I worked there for like 2.5 weeks. It wasn't anything that I was really into. It was kind of like my last hoorah and giving the restaurant business a shot, but it didn't work out. So I eventually completed my certification course for personal training, and everything started to look up. And then I actually got a job at GNC. And about 3.5 weeks later, my good friend, who actually was my manager, was moving locations, stores. So I just pretty much put my name, you know, just threw my name out there to the boss, and he, you know, did a few interviews and he hired me as manager. So I'm now the manager at GNC and have been for a few months now, maybe like 4.5, 5 months I've been the manager over there. Of course, it's not really what I want to do long term, but it is, you know, paying the bills, is doing what it needs to do, and it's not a bad job. It's really fun, but there are its downfalls. There are its downfalls to working for GNC in general, but I won't go into that today. But with that said, you know, I'm currently trying to either do something with my certification, because that's ultimately my passion. I do want to personally train, but I also want to online coach, and you know, it's a very lucrative business. But I just got to learn. You know, I'm currently getting certified for that as well, trying to learn. And it's not like a legitimate, like, you know, it's required to be an online coach, you have to be certified. No, It's just one of those courses where like, hey, we can get you a certification in terms of you'll know what to do to be an online coach, because you already have the PT certification, which is necessary, you know, and that's kind of what I'm going through right now. If you hear background, I don't know if y'all can hear that or not, but Caitlin's singing because Audrey is being wild, but it's kind of how it goes around here. But yeah, so I just wanted to you know, let y'all know what's going on, and also let y'all know I do want to get back in the swing of things in terms of posting on YouTube. Instead of just doing the workout videos and just basic light life stuff, that's not really what I want to do anymore. I want to go a little bit deeper into the fitness industry, and just wellness in general. Talk about dieting, talk about certain exercises in general, or just, you know, workouts that may or not be popular or whatever. Just kind of diving a little bit further into that world, because that's kind of really what I'm passionate about and what I'm doing or trying to do currently. So I will show some workouts here and there, just as an educational kind of thing. But mostly it'll be like talking about fitness, then talking about life, what's going on, maybe talking about, you know, whatever's going on in the moment, like something special or an event or whatever. But yeah, so I wanted to do that. And then also what I did in my last video, which I don't want to go as extensive because that was a long video, but I do want to touch a little bit on these fad diets like keto. And the reason I say, now specifically keto is one of my least favorite ones. It's probably the least favorite out of all of them to me. But so whenever, the reason I said fad diet is because that's exactly what it is. But they portray it completely off to what it actually is, right? So they don't want to say fad, but they also don't want to say it's a lifestyle change, because that's really what it is. You can't just go on keto, do it for a few months, lose a bunch of weight, and then hop right off and expect to maintain that weight without a 100% strict diet. Whenever it comes to keto, you know, cutting out all the carbs for the first week or two, you're gonna be super, super dreadful, like, to be with, to be around. Like, you're just gonna be super unenergetic, you're gonna be drained completely, and it's gonna be really tough. But then of course your body adjusts, you get used to it, and you're basically tricking your body, and that's great. You know, you lose all the weight that you wanted to, but whenever you get off keto, you gain it right back, or even more, or maybe just right below the amount that you already had before you started keto. It sucks because it's like so effective immediately, but then it's right back on, you know, as soon as you get off. So that's why it's unrealistic for people to depend on that whenever they're not planning on doing it for, you know, their entire life, because that's essentially what needs to happen whenever you go on keto and you commit. If that's what you want to do, you have to do it your entire life. Like, you look at all the really successful people who do it, and the, you know, the big Instagram, YouTube people, whatever, they're super shredded, super big, super bulky, because it's their lifestyle. They made a lifestyle change. They didn't just do it for, you know, 2 months, 3 months, a month. You know, they didn't do it for a short amount of time. That is their life. You see their Instagram names, their YouTube names, Keto Bulk or Keto Hulk, or, you know, Keto something, because that is straight up now their lifestyle. You know, and they know if they hop off, that it's going to be completely different. You know, it's not just a fat burning technique. It is quite literally a lifestyle. So that's why I think it's unrealistic for the most part. I mean, it's super dreadful. I've tried other diets. I haven't tried keto. I've tried other diets, and I can say for those, they work and they don't work or whatever. But keto, I know for sure works. But it's just the fact that people advertise it like, one of these supplemental fat burners where you can take it for 2 or 3 months, lose all the weight, and then hop off. You can't do that, because you're literally just going to gain the weight back. Unless you, of course, stay like super, super, super low carb, then you might not gain all of it back. But yeah, that's just how that that diet works. It's actually ridiculous, but it's one thing that I've been wanting to touch up on. It's one thing as a manager at GNC, or somebody who works at GNC. I have an entire planogram just full of keto stuff in the store that I sell, and I really dig into lifestyle questions with my customers before I actually hand them an actual product, you know, for them to look at or really talk about a specific product. I really make sure that this is what they want to do. This is what they should know about it, and then let them know there are other options, you know, many other options. So just wanted to touch up on that. I know a lot of people have a lot of false ideas about it. And again, I don't think that it's bad at all. I think it 100% works the way they say it works, and results wise. But then you just got to remember, it's a lifestyle change. It's not a fad. So yeah, I just want to touch up on that. But remember, I will start posting very, very frequently, as opposed to what I've been doing, which is not posting for the last year or so. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe, because your boy's back. See y'all later.